Namaskar and a very good morning. Welcome to the audiocast from Kotak Securities. I'm your host and guide Anindya Banerjee. कल US stock markets closed deep in the red, but at least आज in the morning, Asian equities में कोई negative follow through नहीं है. Yesterday, the Chinese central bank made a move to basically limit the downside in the Chinese currency, or then there were reports that the Chinese government may come out with the next round of stimulus. तो इसका एक positive impact we are seeing in Asian equities आज. But the Chinese currency has not strengthened much. There is a mild appreciation, but वो mild appreciation is more due to the pullback in the dollar index. Overnight, euro strengthened a bit and so did pound. Euro में strengthening इसके लिए हो सकता है क्योंकि Thursday को ECB का monetary policy है where the market expects a 75 basis point rate hike. Or pound strengthened, or there was a short covering rally in the pound, could be due to the fact that the new Prime Minister is at the helm. The Prime Minister of UK, and she has promised to take steps to improve the economic conditions in that country. But we all know that Europe is going through a severe energy crisis, and until and unless the situation of gas flows improves from Russia, UK and the mainland Europe could have a very tough time the coming winter. क्योंकि October से March, this 180 days is when the winter becomes harsh. And with the gas flows now completely stopped from Russia, the energy prices can skyrocket in mainland Europe and UK, and that can hurt consumers and businesses. This is something we need to watch, and that's going to cast a very long and dark shadow across the European economies. And that will make the central banks reluctant about becoming too hawkish about rate hikes, because they're trying to combat inflation, because inflation is going to surge further, but at the same time the economy is going to get crushed. So it's a very tough choice for the central bank, and in such situations the currencies don't respond to the central bank hikes. They get concerned about the recessionary conditions in the economy and they weaken. Because अगर US को compare किया जाए with Europe, US में भी the central bank is very hawkish and they continue to hike rates at a faster pace. And you can say the same thing is happening with ECB and Bank of England as well. But the difference is US में the economic conditions are far, far better. And inflation is high, but it's not out of control. In Europe में you have got worst of both. You have recessionary conditions, and you have inflation which is getting out of control, with double-digit inflation expected to surge even more. So this kind of a situation makes the currency weaker. इसके लिए we continue to be structurally bearish on the euro as well as on the pound. Euro USD, GBP USD, Euro INR and GBP INR both. Coming to the yen INR, there's going to be a slight downward drift, but not significant. Now, before we conclude, we'd like to touch upon USD INR once more. Because USD INR is in this range, and it looks like that this range may continue for some time. Because the strength in the dollar index would limit the downside in the USD INR. So 79, 20, 30 should stay intact. At the same time, RBI's intervention, क्योंकि कल भी जो RBI governor था, उनका speech में he categorically said that they are there almost every day in the market to ensure orderly movement in the currency. So 80 or 80-10 के ऊपर जाना on spot at this point in time looks difficult. So this range continues. So how do you play? You continue to focus on selling options. If you don't want to take the risk of unhedged strategies like straddles and strangles, you can focus on iron flies, because एक तो iron fly में margin required is almost half of shorting an ATM straddle. At the same time, you are not exposed to any sudden and temporary breach of this range. Otherwise, if you are doing straddle short or strangle short, maintain adequate stop losses. But selling option is advisable as long as this range is intact. अगर futures में आपको trade करना है, then wait for a pullback to the extremes of the range to basically fade the range. So which means if it pulls back closer to 79, 30 levels on the spot, you can go long, or if it gets closer to 80, 10, you can go short on the basis of spot. So that's it, folks. This is Anindya Banerjee signing off. Have a fantastic day ahead.